So what's up? Cedric here, CRFP commentary, and as you can see on the screen here, this is the moment when I realized something was going wrong. Now, I want to be absolutely honest with you. I don't watch not TNA, but AEW like that. I mean, I listen to it. It can be background when it's just too quiet in the house. But other than that, I'm listening, because if I watch it, I'll be able to just tear it apart and lose a lot of interest in pro wrestling in general. So I listen and just go with that predominantly. And I saw that James Romero, he was talking about it, and I was like, okay, so, and I'm like, there are parts where I think sometimes he goes a little hyperbole, and others can too. So I was just like, okay, they said words, and I just moved on. And then after about 2 days, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what he's talking about. So that's what I did. And so, all right, I'm watching the whole show. I'm not fast forwarding and whatnot. So I'm just watching the whole show. And I see Megan Bain and Penelope in there, and they're beating down Statlander, and music hit. Thunder Rosa comes to the ring. I was like, okay, so when does this all take place? That's what I'm thinking. That's why this picture that I put up here is the most important to me, because when she came running right before she even get to the ropes to get in that position, why are the heels unafraid? They're just like, we've been waiting on you. We know you coming. We knew you were coming. Now we're waiting on you. So I thought they must have beat her down. You know, and I listened to James, but I was like, maybe there's a lot of kerfuffle and things like that in between. And no, he was spot on with the action in chronological order of events during that moment. And I was like, I was peeved, okay? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I was peeved. I was angry. I was like, first of all, Thunder Rosa did nothing wrong. Well, I'll tell you what she did wrong, okay? What she did wrong, when she ran in and she got the chair and she swung, she should have hit Penelope right in the arm or a gut shot. That's what she should have did. That would have been her as a professional, because you got to do it. You got to do it. And I'm not an inside dude on wrestling like that. I've not been trained or none of that. But wrestling, they say the carnival. But what's the number one rule of a carnival, a circus, or anything? What is the number one rule that can never be broken? The show must go on. She should have waylaid that arm or that hip as hard as she could. She should have broadsided it, not ridged with it. You know, not the flat, the edge of the chair, but the flat. Okay, she should have hit her with it. And then she pulled back, and she's like, you know something? Penelope, who's supposed to be, as they would call, the chicken shit heel, should have been behind Megan, but she was in front. And the girl was doing the universal sign of with her arms out and down, like, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. What are you gonna do? I don't know what they were saying in that ring, but that body posture told me everything. You're not gonna do anything. We know you're not gonna do anything. And when Thunder Rosa reeled back with that chair for the overhead strike, she should have laid into Megan Bain. She should have laid right into her forehead, or the top half, the hardest part of the head. But she should have nailed her. But Thunder Rosa, she's caring. She's a caring woman. I would have laid that woman out with that chair. The show must go on. And there are many a times in pro wrestling when somebody doesn't want to go with something and the veteran says, you're going to go. You know, like when I get frustrated in this house, whether it's opening a jar, trying to get a program to work, I'm like, you going to work or you going to work? And that frustration come in. Like this jar's going to open, I'm going to break the glass trying to open it. And then the jar's like, I'm sorry, dude, I didn't know it was like that. And I was like, oh, it's like that. And it opens. Hey, I'm glad they're vacuum sealed, but sometimes, man, good grief. So when that chair shot didn't come into play, the next thing that should have happened, because Cornette said there should have been a fight. No. I couldn't be in charge because I'd be like, hey, Penelope, Megan, get out. You're done. You're done. Gone. Bye. Don't ever come back. You will not tarnish my show. It's bad enough Tony Khan allows these people to tarnish his show to the point where all it is a glorified indie show. Yeah, but this was egregious. It ain't like Orange Cassidy not coming close enough with that flying punch or anything, and super kicks that missed the mark, you know, and things like that happen on a regular basis to the point where you don't watch the show, you just listen and say, well, that happened and move on. This was blatant. Thunder Rosa's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, but the idea is this: these girls, Megan and Penelope, they knew something, because you're not gonna act like that, like some high school mean girl dumbasses. You're not gonna pull something like that if you don't know something is up. Maybe Rosa's time is up, and they're like, you fired anyway, so you know, like we got the lowdown on that, and they just showing up in front of everybody, like, hey, you know, we sandbagged your situation. Now you look stupid, yada yada yada. And I'm gonna tell you, if you are a pro wrestler, wannabe pro wrestler, either one, you need to know you are not simply trying to get yourself over. You are trying to get your opponent over, and you are certainly trying to protect the image of the company. So for those two to do that out there, they might as well just take a dump in the ring, piss on all the fans, give a little goodbye, and say, we have fun. Because I would want to sue them on the grounds of sabotage or something. I'm getting my money out of you that I done paid you all these months or years. You getting that money back to me, because you're not going to do this to me and my company. You're not going to do this to my talent. And if Tony Khan had anything to do with that, at this juncture, I hope he go out of business, because you don't need to sow those things in your company. I already know what AEW is. And it sucks. And I'm talking about what you see on screen. It's the backstage. I saw that early. And I'm gonna tell you this. I had to graduate high school for a reason. And that's so I wouldn't have to be in that crap anymore. I hated it then, and I can't stand that it's happening now. Grown ass people being like high school idiots. What should have happened? Rosa should have laid into Penelope. She should have waylaid Megan, threw the chair down if they're laid out. And if they're not, beat on them some more and then leave the ring. Frustrated, mad, show that she's upset. And if they decide to come to the back and try to do something, then they can catch it. Because Rosa, she's got an MMA background. She's been trained in that. It don't leave the body. It's still there. Go ahead and find out like the Bucks did. Go ahead. So That's all I got to say with that. It's been Cedric for CRWC and Commentary. Y'all be cool, be chill, be safe. See you next time.